text also where we have a question and answer, and so when we get an answer, it means that we are clear. There is a clarity, there is a conviction. So whether that conviction remains throughout the day or it leaves you. Why it leaves you? The mind projects its own claim. Oh, you are right, because peace and happiness is within me. Just after the session, then I start fighting with someone. So it means peace and happiness is there outside. It is not within me. If it is within me, it will remain within me. Am I right? Say yes. So so that is why Master says that we should always remember satasangatve nisasangatvam, because that projections causes the attachment and detachment. So a constant listening and learning by again then contemplation and reflection on the principles leaves the mind in a state of detachment. That is the first result. Detachment comes down the mind. It does not create any reaction and anxiety and duality, or it has minimized. If it has minimized, is it true that your reaction has minimized in your daily life? Or nothing has so when that state of the calmness comes, opposite of that is it is caused by the detachment. So what happens, that detachment, if we continue to live in the sense of the detachment, then what happens? Then it brings a state of dispassion in the mind. Dispassion in the mind. The object and the person and the things and the events are always the same. You cannot change. We cannot change. So what happens? That state of the dispassion, perceives, that mind in dispassion looks at the world outside, looks at the honey outside. Oh, world means, sometime our world is only honey. That honey may be anything, It may be our pet. It may be money. It may be honey. So that perception changes my attitude and behavior towards the world. That is the way the dispassion takes place. Now you see that we are evolving, we are rising into consciousness. So, and once the dispassion starts settling into the mind, my master used to say, let the world of suffering go to hell. Means there is nothing because of the dispassion. That results into steadiness of the mind. And the steadiness of the mind, in that state of steadiness of the mind, you practice only once, you have reached. So we will never forget. Listening and learning, detachment. In between I have explained detachment to dispassion, in which I have in between I have explained dispassion to steadiness of the mind. Steadiness of the mind is to the highest state of meditation. Highest state of meditation results in awakening. So listening and learning what? Knowledge. Listening and learning is knowledge. Always remember, I will repeat it again all the time, and I mean to say that I will not with you 24/7, but I will repeat in every session. So what is the way to receive the knowledge, to get the knowledge? So that is what the master says. Master says that knowledge results into humility. Why humility? We build up our ego. I know you have been making me crazy for the last 10 years, and still I'm living with you. You see, now we rationalize. I'm tolerating you. Huh? Isn't it? Charlie says, yeah. So it is happening in the mind. So why it happens? It happens because mind lives in ignorance. What is ignorance? It is incomplete knowledge. What is incomplete knowledge? In this example, no one can give me stress and suffering. So when I recognize this, what happens to the mind? So this another verse which explains that knowledge gives humility. What is that knowledge? First, what was not knowledge? I know that I do not know my real self. From that standpoint, the mind is moving, that I have started to know who am I. So when I started to know who am I am peace and happiness. Then how dare mind you make me crazy? So that sense of realization brings the humility. You don't practice humility. You don't practice love. I have been practicing, I have undertaken a course on love. Now I can love someone. No, you don't do it. So knowledge gives you the humility. It's a natural. So what is humility? Humility is a receptivity in the mind. It is an ability to receive and retain and assimilate the knowledge taught by the masters. Exclude me. Now I'm teaching from the teachings of those masters. So what happens when your mind gets the sense of receptivity? Then what happens? Gradually and progressively it gives you qualifications. What are those qualifications? The power of discernment and dispassion in the intellect takes over the mind. Mind that is projecting happiness outside. Now the power of discernment and dispassion has taken over. What is the result? You are calm. You were agitated in presence of that person, but now you are calm in the presence of the same person. That shows that you have a changed attitude and behavior. Are you getting it? Person is the same, object is the same, situation is the same, but you are now calm. Internally, your mind in humility says, can you dare me to be in stress? No, you cannot. Your mind adopts that attitude and behavior. Your calmness cannot be disturbed. These are the qualifications. So once you get these qualifications, then what happens? Because now attitude, behavior, all have changed. So your response to the external world has changed. Your response to the crazy thoughts have changed. So what happens then? You get the inner wealth, and you also get the external wealth. If you are working, if you are living a professional life, it helps you to think in totally a different way in your life, in your relationship. I'm totally pragmatic, practical. So when these are known as the, what happens? qualification gives you inner and the external wealth, and this wealth converts your life into karma yoga. What is karma? Karma means action. So every time you think, speak and act, you think and speak and act with reference to these principles naturally. Then what happens? Over a length of the time, you have reached to the final stage. What is final stage? Permanent peace and happiness. So don't forget this. Based on that, we will there is another verse also that we will take up later, because in that process we need an effort like a crane. Sufi was saying that I told everyone that you have to do 1 million times of practice. So that indicates an effort like a crow. So it's a verse. One master created a verse. What do you mean by effort like a crow? Have you heard that the crow, there is a jar, water is half full, half filled, and the crow started putting the pebble. First pebble, and then he checked. Oh no, water has not gone up. Second, third, fourth, until the water reaches at the top, he drinks the water, and both are wasted now, pebble and the jar. So what will happen? You have to make an effort until this beer guy becomes useless for you. Ah, come on, I know it. It is my state. You look at those masters, who are very straight and blunt. And no, I have drank the water of peace and happiness. Now I don't need you. What you are speaking is my state. So that is the effort like a crow. So in a metaphorically, I said millions of times. Second quality should be of a seeker is effort like a crow, focus like a crane. Focus like a crane. Have you seen the crane in a pond, standing on one foot, waiting for the fish to catch? So they equated metaphorically that kind of a focus we require. It's a dynamic focus. It is not let me sit and focus. That will not work. Then your mind will go again, will go back to anxiety and duality. You will start thinking the same way. When I was teaching this topic to another group, and a girl sent me an email. A lot of people send me the email, I respond to them. So she started, my childhood was very bad because my mom did so and so and so and so. So now I realize that I should forgive your mom. I responded, no, you have to forgive yourself. The moment you forgive your mom, then the second person will do the same thing to you. How many people you will forgive in the world? When you forgive yourself, by what is the understanding? I have a wrong understanding that my mom creates problem for me. Hence, I should forgive myself. It will not work. The entire journey of the Eastern wisdom works in a different way. So anyhow, so focus like a crane and then sleep like a dog. That is the third quality. So here it means that I don't live unconsciously, habitually, instinctively during the day. You have learned the lesson and then you wake up in the morning and say honey again. Honey means so many things, I have already explained, and your honey is doing something, and then you went to him or her and you get mad. What the heck you are doing? Let him or her do whatever they are doing. What it has to do with you? You wake up in the morning and your mind is constantly obsessed with the thoughts, ideas, reaction against someone. What it has to do with you? That is the meaning that you are sleeping even in a waking state. Are you getting it? So that is why metaphorically, the master says, sleep like a dog. You instantly become aware. No habituated response, no reaction, no anxiety. Who can take over your anxiety and reaction? Your honey or you? We have to think. No, it's me. I have a choice. I can react and I cannot react. I have a choice. No. My choice is taken over by. Then we are really crazy. Then we are not thinking at all. Are you clear? Say yes. And then, there are other two factors, that we should have a moderation in diet. Any diet that causes sleepiness, unconsciousness, we should avoid that, and filtering the thoughts, unwanted, unwelcome. So these are the 5 criteria on which, these are the 3 stages. I have explained the entire philosophy. Now remember the first question. Do you remember what is the goal of life? Remember. But not only you remember, but you are clear. The goal of life is only one. Means in life are many. Means in life are many. So what is the common desire of all the living species? Common desire. Common desire is permanent peace and happiness, love and wisdom. So if you have understood intellectually, you will say, I understand it. But you have excluded yourself. That is the intellectual knowledge. I know common desire is peace and happiness for everyone. No, for you also. Then only you will start thinking. Otherwise, you will not think. Otherwise, what you will say? Common desire for peace and happiness, I know it is everywhere except my honey. Or any object, any person. Now the third question is that what is the end of the suffering and permanent happiness? This is where we are. So what is the end of the suffering and permanent happiness? It is nirvana. Eastern wisdom says nirvana. Now what is nirvana? Fourth question. Self-knowledge. What is self-knowledge? I now know who am I. What is that I am? I am of the nature of peace and happiness, love, truth and wisdom. So we have covered this. So we will go a little deeper into the third question. John, see, I've been very scientific, very rational. There is no element of mysticism, occultism. John might have a doubt in the very beginning when he joined. This weird guy will all talk of the mysticism. Let me bless you. You have to bless yourself. There is no one to bless you. So first question, what is the goal of the life? Is self-discovery. Goal means you have to think again and again. Better you think million of times until the mind says, now I have understood. Wealth means, position means, being famous means, being recognized means, pleasure of all kinds in contact with the world, they are the means. They are the means, only one goal. I can use car, truck, trailer, cycle, my feet to reach home. Reach home is the goal. Means are meant. So I have to constantly think in my mind, in every situation, in every condition in my life. Second, what is the common desire of all the living species? That will bring a tremendous change in your attitude and behavior. Why? You are learning Eastern wisdom. Common desire means that it is peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. Everyone is seeking. It means it is their essential nature. So it is my essential nature. Now I am in front of, in a situation with a honey or with anyone in the world. They get upset, they are angry, they are agitated. So I recognize in my mind. I do not give a lecture to my honey. That will create more problems. So my mind lives in that knowledge that the Eastern wisdom has made me understand that the peace and happiness are my essential nature. So all my thought, speech, and action should express peace and happiness, should find out peace and happiness. Now the guy or girl in front of me is getting crazy. It is happening in your mind. So he or she is trying to find happiness by being crazy. Why? Because they are not understanding Eastern wisdom. So when I am thinking in that way, what happens to the mind? Can you ever think? Your mind becomes quiet and calm. You enjoy. You say, it is not my cup of tea. Are you getting it? But if it is not happening, then you have intellectually understood and you have not applied it. Did you get it? That is the essence of the second question. Where is that? Now, then we come to the third question. Third question, what is the end of the suffering? So here the master has given many sub-questions. Master has given many other questions pertaining to the same. So what is the end of the suffering and permanent happiness? We say nirvana. So nirvana is a word we normally take based on our own understanding. Master says no. Don't put your understanding. You have to learn it. You have to understand it. Normally we all have some opinion about the nirvana, isn't it? But now the meaning is becoming clear. So nirvana or kaivalya or realization or awakening. So the master cautions us that when you listen and learn and understand from a teacher, it is the indirect knowledge. Your understanding doesn't mean that you have already reached to that state. England is 5,000 miles away from my place. It does not mean that you are in England. Indirect knowledge. It's not a direct knowledge. I have yet to realize. So you see the understanding. Okay, so what I should do as a seeker, that I should contemplate and reflect. So my mind is very clear. There should be a clarity and conviction at my end so that I can proceed further. That is the meaning of understanding direct knowledge and indirect knowledge. Clear? In the same third main question, he has another doubt he raised. Did you fix your goal of life? Are you clear? We have already covered in the first and two. Then he says, are you clear? Are you clear about the means in life? Means are wealth. Means are, having possessions and pleasure. And means are also the dharma. Dharma means that I follow the universal law. I will talk about that universal law. Suppose in our country there is no law that punishes the theft. So even if it does not punish the theft, universal law that I should not grab the property and possession of anyone. That universal law lives there. So that we have to become aware of the universal laws in our daily life. That's a big topic, and we will take up that. So then the master says, are you 100% clear? Are you 100% clear about the goals and the means in the life? Yes, I am clear. Are you in stress? Yes, I am in stress. You are not clear. You are not clear. That is the testimony. Why to go further? You have heard me millions of times, but that is not clear to you. You are not in the state of the calm, then it will not work. And if you are 100%, it does not mean that you stop earning. It does not mean that you stop earning. It does not mean that you stop sleeping. It does not mean that you stop talking to your honey. It does not mean anything. It has to do with my mind. Another master raises another doubt in the same main question. What is the end of the suffering? He is explaining nirvana in different ways. So your mind should become mature enough. So master says, you have been doing the same thing again and again and again and again, expecting a different result. Is it not true? Yes, it is true. Do you want to break that cycle? Yes. That is nirvana. Did you get it? Every day we are doing the same thing again and again and again. How many times we fought with honey? Maybe 1,000 times. And am I expecting a different result? Yes. Did I get it? No. So can I break this cycle? Yes. That is nirvana. You see, the master uses different ways to explain. I earned $1,000. I was happy. Then my desire, my craving has increased 5,000, 10,000, 1 million, 10 million. There is no desire fulfillment. I am running and running and running, expecting a different result. Did I realize it? Nirvana. I am still earning. Spirituality does not mean that you stop earning. Awakening does not mean. Are you clear? That is the essence. Now here the master makes it clear, then we will do the practice. What do you say? What is the subject of permanent peace and happiness? You. What is the subject of love? You. What is that in me which is permanent peace, happiness, love and wisdom? You. I have understood that there is a real self here which is of the nature of peace, happiness, love and wisdom. Clear? This is the indirect knowledge. And here you are. So what happens in nirvana? What happened? I am peace and happiness. That is the direct knowledge. I am peace and happiness. I am love and wisdom. It doesn't come by repetition. It comes by the realization. My experience should change. Did you get it? Say yes, I got it. I got everything. You have been repeating the same thing again and again. And you are expecting a different result. It will never happen. I will continue to live in the same state. Why don't you understand? My nature is different. That is the problem. That nature is different. We have to change this nature. And that is why we are together. Are you understanding that? Our mind says, why doesn't this beard guy understand? You have repeated hundreds of times that real self is the nature of peace and happiness. I have told you millions of times that there is no real self in me. Our mind says inside. Why it says? Because of the impurity, because of the ignorance. So that's another. So it means that Master says that we have to cover these topics with a clarity, with understanding. Then only we can reach to that state. Last point that I will cover in it is very important. Did I explain to you about the gift and 3 covers? Give you a metaphor. You see that if someone sends you a gift and the gift is covered, just think that gift is covered by 3 layers, 3 boxes. Gift is inside, 1 box, innermost, 2nd box, middle, 3rd box. 3rd is the wrapping. Just think in that way. 3 wrapping. Clear? Did you get it? Well, yes, I got it. Now what happens if you do not open the 3 layers? You don't know what is in the gift. You don't know. The gift comes and you suggest keep it, and after a year you keep looking at the gift and you say, okay, I will open it. Let the time come. You don't open it. So if the gift is more important, but you see the wrapping, the outermost layer is it's glittering. It glitters, And we don't care when we open the gift. We just tear it down, let me find out. It has come from Sophie, that is the gift. Let me see. We tear down, we tear the name and the wrapping, and we go into the same way the existence has given us a gift of real self covered by the 3 layers of problem. Outermost layer is the impurities of the mind, where we struggle with the goals and the means. 2nd layer is all about the superimposition. 3rd layer is the ignorance. Unless you remove all the 3 layers, you cannot reach to that state. Finished. Be very clear. Did you get a sense of this? Let us see. Close your eyes. Let us start our practice. So both knowledge and the practice, both are important. So we have done the knowledge part. Now we are going to do. Eyes are closed. Eyes are closed and body is comfortable. You look at the neck joint. Be there. Feel the sensation, comfort and steadiness. Move the mind on the shoulder joints. Be there. Feel the sensation, comfort and steadiness. Move the mind on the entire body. Be there. Feel the sensation, comfort and steadiness. Entire body. Now go to the lane 1. What is lane 1? Unwanted thoughts, feelings, sensation, whatever comes to the mind. There is another way of understanding. Whatever you experience at this moment has to do with unwanted thoughts, feeling. So that is only the lane 1 of the mind. So you jump to the lane 2. What it means, you observe You are an observer, you are a knower. It is something like the way I know you at a distance, the same way mind has an ability to see these unwanted thoughts at a distance. At a distance? At a distance means what? Oh, at a distance means that I am different and separate. The moment you experience this separation, the mind will jump to the lane 3. Lane 3 is totally empty. It is space. It is calmness. That is what I have been trying to convey to you all. So now it is a practice. We are understanding. That is the so knowledge and understanding, knowledge and practice both work together. Now you see that, glittering, wrapping. So I use many tools. I have been using a couple of the tools repeatedly to make your mind believe and realize. So what is the one tool, active tool? You keep your focus inside the forehead. What you are looking, be aware. You're looking at the space inside, and in that space you are aware of a point in the space. Any point will do. So that awareness of a point, attention on the point in the space continues. In that state you start breathing quick and short breath through both the nostrils. Continue. Quick and short breath into your, where? Into your, through your nostrils, into the rib cage. But maintain your awareness. We are removing temporarily the first outermost layer of that gift. Continue. Do not stop in the middle. Please continue. And stop this. So first we will become aware of the change in the experience and deepen it. I'm changing a track from the last time. So you look at the entire head and the neck. You're aware, you feel mentally the entire head and the neck. So you feel the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Then you look at, or sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Then you look inside. You look inside, you experience the calmness and quietness. Now, what you do? You relate any sensation inside the head and the neck has to do with the calmness. Signature style. You give a signature to any sensation at this moment. And the space inside, you sign it with a sense of quietness. So what is happening? This is a rise in awareness. This is rise in awareness and attention. Look at the right arm. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness. As if you are looking at the right arm from outside. So it is sensation, relaxation, and stillness. You look inside. Sensation, calmness, space, quietness. After that, there is only the space is left. From that space, you may realize that all these thoughts are too far away from you to disturb you. Thoughts are there, still there. But it is too far from you. That is the experience of the calmness and the quietness. Don't ever think that the quietness has to do with that all the thoughts are gone. The left arm, sensation, outside. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Inside, calmness and quietness. Deeper, space. And from there, as if you are too far, not only from the thoughts, but also from the world outside. Oh, someone had the experience last time. Chest in the belly. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Then you look inside. Calmness and quietness. That is a rise in awareness. That makes it possible to see the thoughts in the world are too far from me. And that gives me the calmness and the quietness. It's a journey of rise in awareness. It is not the journey of right leg. Excuse me. Right leg, sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Then inside, the calmness and quietness. Then the space. From that space, you are aware of the you are aware of the space, and from that space you are aware of the thoughts are too far from you. Left leg, sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Calmness and quietness. And too far from you. It takes place due to the rise in awareness. You might have experienced some time during these practices. The entire body Now in that state, you look at the forehead on the skin at any point. Then you look inside the forehead, inside the skin. Then you become aware of the space inside the forehead. Do you see that? Now we jumped to the space instead of calmness and the quietness. From there you pick a point in the space inside the forehead. You say Om Shanti. And what happens? The mind is diffused into the space. So again you start the step by step. That is what I say, the pointed awareness. It is easy, step by step. You look at the forehead skin at any point. You look inside the skin. You are aware at any point, every point. Then you see the space inside the forehead. In that space you pick a point. Looking at a point you drop Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om is the real self. Shanti is the peace. Oh, the real self is manifesting the peace in the form of the infinite space everywhere. Again you return on the forehead, as if you are doing it as a play and a fun. Do not put extra focus on this journey. It will not work. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside. Know your experiences and bring the hands down. How are you, Sophie?
Girish, I'm good. I think I went a little bit unconscious a few times.
Okay.
But I feel very good, very calm.
Very good, very calm. Remain calm. That is the practice. Very good. How are you, John?
Hey, Girish. I'm fine. I had a few distractions during the practice, distractions outside, but overall okay.
Overall, okay. No fire station?
Not tonight.
Not tonight. Okay, good. How are you, Charlie? Unmute. Yes.
I found it, my mind tonight was going, what if you can't do it? You won't be able to do it. This isn't going to work. And so I was just watching that. So I was like, why is that coming in? But I observed it.
So what happened when you continued? You could succeed?
I noticed feelings of anxiety coming up and sadness and disappointment. I think it's very old stuff, like it's how I get in my own way. So I just thought, oh, maybe it's my mind throwing up what I'm habituated to think. So I just observed it.
You see that one aspect, the first step was very good, so let me watch it. So when I say I watch it, there are two things. The thoughts, unwanted, unwelcome thoughts, and I. That I is the second lane. That is the intellect. So sometime what happens, and the lane 1 is the mind. So sometime the lane 1 dominates and dictates over the lane 2, that is the intellect. But by repeated understanding and the practice, we have a free will. No animals have a free will. Free will means free intellect. Free intellect means I can make a choice. I can go with the unwanted thought or I can separate myself. So that is the meaning of the human intellect, and that can happen at any time. So that sort of ability we need to develop to go deeper into the meditation. How are you, Anne? You have to unmute, yes.
Yeah, I felt karma at the end. At the beginning, I was preoccupied.
Yeah.
And I feel better now, and I try to learn to keep calm.
That is most important.
Of the time, yes.
That.
To say myself, I deserve calm and peace.
Yeah. That works. That works. So when we resolve that I have to be in a calmer state at all the time, in all the relations, whatever happens in the world, first step is I have to be calm, then I enter into the world. First I am calm, I look at myself, then I see Oh, I have unwanted thoughts. Okay, thank you very much. Mind, keep on. I'm not paying any attention to you. So that helps you to separate, and that is very good. How are you, Meet?
I feel very calm.
You feel very calm. Very good.
And I feel that time has somehow slowed and expanded.
Ah, that is good. A sense of timelessness also shows that the mind rises in consciousness. So, last point that I want to make you all understand, that when we say rise in awareness, it means you have left the unwanted thoughts too far, at a distance. They are still there, but you have left it too far. So because you have left, the mind says you have left too far, these unwanted thoughts do not have any impact. So there is a special name to this kind of a meditation that we will take up next time. That is all. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you.